On today's Command versus DCS, we're going to be exploring a little bit of air-to-air combat with the F-15 as well as the MiG-21. So the story so far with our invasion of Vegas by enraged gamblers, basically what happened is they set out into the street with any captured equipment they did. We did a pretty good job interdicting all that. Meanwhile, they tried to take over the Hoover Dam, which we did a really, really good job, minus an A-10 that crashed, trying to reclaim a little later on. Afterwards, we tried to attack Nellis Air Force Base directly. Attack was more or less completely blunted by the superior gamblers' preparation and defenses, I guess, is if you want to look at it another way. So today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be attempting to do air-to-air combat. Now, I'm going to admit right away that I'm much more of a mud mover than I am an air-to-air guy, but I kind of know my way around most of the fighters. That's kind of my original training there. So basically, this is the situation. After they were able to pulse our very, very aggressive attack, which was unfortunate. We just needed more forces to do it. They've gone ahead and reactivated several of the Russian planes stored at Nellis Air Force Base, and we know that they're going to be coming for Creech Air Force Base to try to stop us from continuing to predict them. So anyway, what we'd like to do is go ahead and start by setting up a nice little mission around the area of Vegas. Like that, just like that. Go ahead and create a new mission. Set it to patrol. Go ahead and grab a group of F-15Cs. We only have 2 of them, which is not great. We'll go ahead and disable that option. Make sure that's set like that. We can set how many are attacking. We can also set things like the cruise speed and loiter speed and stuff along those lines. I'm actually going to leave that at cruise right now. There's something else I'm going to change, and that's going to be station altitude. One of the common misconceptions about radar is even though it has the ability to see underneath you, it doesn't mean it does a very good job of it. We're expecting dealing with aircraft, we definitely want to try to be at their level or underneath them to be able to see them better. Future radars, especially those that use actively scanned arrays and things along those lines, are much, much more effective at that, but we're still kind of limited by that pulse Doppler issue. So I'm going to go ahead and actually set my station altitude a little lower than you'd expect, 14,000 feet. And we're going to leave it at 14,000 feet because we know there's some tall mountains here. Anyway, let's go ahead and get things going and see what happens. One more thing I want to do while setting that, make sure when they're on station, they're using active radar, which they are. All right, they should be airborne at this time. Yep, there they go. Okay, so the F-15, if you remember, was designed basically to combat the MiG-25 when it was spotted on satellite ages and ages and ages ago. The F-15 itself is an extremely high performance. I wouldn't call it the best dogfighter. Oh, we've already picked something up here. I would not call it the best dogfighter on Earth, but I would definitely consider it to be one of the better fighters on Earth. And as you probably know, if you've been on Wikipedia, it has an excellent kill-to-death ratio that's just absolutely staggering to give you an idea of just how effective it is. So anyway, our F-15s have already acquired the MiG-21s, who probably know that there's something out there on their SPO RWR, but probably are not aware of exactly what they're doing at particular point. Let's see what happens here. I don't know why he turned away from him. It's like he's cranking him or something like that. Oh, I see what he's doing. He's trying to anticipate his position. Oh, they've already launched. What distance did they launch at? That's incredible. That's 30 nautical miles away. That's amazing. Oh, it looks like another one's being launched. The AMRAAM, by the way, is an unbelievably good missile, and people who know DCS probably know how well this particular model is actually lofting. It's gone up to, what do we got here? Almost 50,000 feet. So it's basically going up, and then it's going to drop back down as fast as it can down onto these poor unsuspecting ones here. The cool thing also with an AMRAAM is you can basically set it up so that it continues to track the target, even though you've cut radar lock. Obviously, the farther away you do this, the less likely it is to continue tracking effectively. But at this point, it looks like those MiG-21s are completely about. No, maybe they're being cranked. Not sure what's their altitude. Yeah, they're trying to dive and try to get the radar pointing down at them to hopefully break the lock. But it looks like that's not going to matter. You see one of the AMRAAMs have gone active, and the other one will go in a minute. Now, one of the cool features of the F-15 also is it has the ability to track while scan, which is something we'll take advantage of at DCS. That simply means that we can track one target and then launch multiple missiles. Notice he cuts away as soon as the missiles start to track. That means we can actually break away and engage them afterwards, which are actually we can engage more than one target if you want to think about it another way. It's really, really cool. And that is all there is to that, apparently. Speed up time real quick, make sure we didn't miss anybody. Why are those guys returning to base? Oh, they're shotguns. So basically they get one engagement, that's it. All right, so that was a pretty successful engagement there. Let's see what happens in DCS. We're sitting here comfortably in the F-15 in a DCS world. You can see we have our buddy F-15 right there, just like we had over in the other simulation. The F-15, of course, as you know, is basically a very, very, very effective air superiority aircraft. It's been optimized for basically long-range kinds of engagements. You don't typically get to use this aircraft, you know, in a dogfight. Not that you can't dogfight with it. It's just not going to be as nice of a dogfighter as some of the more lightweight aircraft that you probably saw of the same generation. Again, something like a Sukhoi 27, going to be effective, especially if you can kind of keep it at a distance. Against something like a MiG-29, I really would not want to get in a dogfight. You're just not going to be successful. Even against a MiG-21, you're going to have to watch out once in a while because those things will surprise you. All right, going to go ahead and take off. Normal takeoff procedure. Landing gear up, flaps up. Let's get in the air. We'll go ahead and flip on our radar. Radar is on. Set it to about 80 nautical miles. So go ahead and watch my teammate. All right, very nice. Let's go ahead and spin this direction. Now, what we're going to try to do is take advantage of the track while scan mode on this particular aircraft. Track while scan is an amazing, amazing, amazing thing because it allows us to engage multiple targets with AMRAAMs at the same time, which is really, really, really cool. We'll see kind of how that works in a minute, hopefully. I've done this scenario a few different ways and a few different times, and I've actually been shot down in the F-15 only on account of the fact that, you know, sometimes I wonder, how do those airplanes accelerate and climb like they do? It's just kind of neat. But anyway, go ahead and proceed here. Make sure everything's armed the way that we want it to be armed. And yeah, we are bringing out the track IR today just to make it a little bit easier in the event that we get in some kind of turning fight or something like that. So anyway, we're going to proceed with our usual kind of scanning procedure here. Getting quite that much range there. That's pretty good. So basically, the way you use track while scan is you're going to target one guy as your primary, and then everybody else you can kind of mark as your secondary targets. When you're using an AMRAAM in track while scan mode, you have to absolutely make sure that you take the time to mark the correct target, and you have to make sure that you get to the correct range. We've already got a bogey. Go ahead and call my teammate. Flight, engage, bandits.
Flight, engage bandits.
Go ahead and switch to track while scan mode. Who's going to be my primary?
Contact bearing 122.30.
I didn't need single target track.
Contact bearing 121.
So we only got one target here. It's about 20 nautical miles away.
Contact bearing 111.19.
It's confirming is where I think he is. Buddy number one, buddy number two, had to come right for us.
Shoot.
Mark this guy as my second target. We're already in range, so. Oh, it did not move along that second. Well, we're not in the range.
Shoot.
Oh, there's another one.
Shoot.
The other guy right there, and there's that guy right there. More for the last guy in just a second.
Shoot. Shoot.
Down. I don't think this guy ever got hit.
Shoot. Shoot.
This guy right here. Where is he? He's right in front of me. I see him. I want this guy. The target track. Our primary now. Spin back around this way. Sorry, I'm not talking. I'm just trying to concentrate here.
Shoot. Shoot.
There we go. Missile away. And we gotta go find where all his buddies are. Some spikes are straight ahead. Got another one. I think this guy's about to whiz by my head here.
Shoot. 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 Shoot.
Around this way. Got him. See, that's me.
Shoot.
Make sure you check your IFF always. Too much. He's basically right ahead of me. No, he's behind me. Shoot, it's right on my basics. That's why you have teammates.
Flight. Cover me.
See him, he's back there.
Roger. 2. Engaging bandit.
Put him into a nice tight climb. Spin around. Track IR is failing me pretty bad here. That's alright. I've cleared him. That's an F-15. That's a MiG-21. He's not right behind me. Where is he? Where is he? There he is. Into the snake.
2. Check 6.
You're gonna lose your radar lock because you can't do this. Now, the big thing with an F-15, I should say, the old radars on the MiG-21 is you can't look down with them. As soon as you do that, you see nothing but ground targets, and there's no way on earth you're going to be able to get anything. Isn't it? 15, I think we did it. Okay. Alright, don't assume that it's over yet.
Flight. 2. Roger.
Alright, he's still good. Wow, that was way more intense than it was over in command. Command was like, click, click, battle complete. This one is like, oh, trying to get him back off my tail again.
Spike. 12 o'clock.
Mud spike, 12 o'clock, straight
2.
ahead.
Box 3.
Okay.
2. Class 1.
Nicely done, too. I did not even know that guy was there. That's what happens when you assume. Yeah, there's nothing else. Nicely done. And that's why you have teammates. Alright, hopefully you guys found that video kind of interesting. I learned a little bit about the F-15 here. Again, I'm not much of a dogfight guy. I made lots of newbie mistakes as far as wasting energy there. Who's this? Pretty sure that's my teammate, though. Yeah, it's my teammate. Come on. It's definitely a bigger plane than you expected it to be. And those MiG-21s gave us a pretty good run for our money. So just because it's a good weapon, I'm talking to the AMRAAM, don't assume that it's a magical weapon. But you did get to see track while scan kind of do what it does best. Let's go ahead and quit out here. Let's see how we did. I think I actually got 3! And my teammate splashed that last one at the end. I am kind of impressed. Did anybody get a shot off at us? No, it doesn't look like anybody actually got a shot off at us. Yeah, this is all us. Okay, so hopefully you found that video kind of interesting. Air-to-air combat, like I said, is definitely not my thing. But at the same token, I'm not complaining too much. Enjoy.